Today's video is sponsored by Squarespace. If you need your very own website, go to squarespace.com/Henry Turner. Oh, brilliant guys, we're back in Scotland, you beauty. We've got the cough on the go. Oh, if you can't tell, where's the bed? A little bit of car camping once again, so I'm excited. Coming here for, I don't really know, maybe up to a week, maybe longer, maybe less, no idea. I'm currently on what is called the Ardnamurchan Peninsula. I came here very briefly when I last came to Scotland, pretty inadvertently to be honest. I just drove through it and I kept thinking to myself, I have got to come back here. It's gorgeous and absolutely dead. You know, I know it's January, but I don't think that many people come out here, even in the depths of summer, you know. But yeah, as you can see from your left-hand side, that's a little bit of a taste for you. It's absolutely beautiful. Speaking of taste, let's have a little bit of a cough. Oh, that is the stuff. So, drove up last night, great drive, kept in the car, stayed in a place that I stayed last time, really good sleep, so I'm ready for the day. And same as, you know, always when I come out on these adventures, I've picked a few locations, I don't want to overdo it. And yeah, I'll just kind of go with the flow, I suppose. I've got a couple of Scotland books to sort of guide me every now and again. And yeah, I'm thinking the first photograph has to be looking down that coastline there. Like I said, as you can see on your left-hand side, absolutely beautiful, very, very rugged. And yeah, the conditions are pretty good as well. So I'll finish off the cough. What a way to start the day. I tell you what, living the dream. And we'll see if we can get the first photograph of the day. Tell you what guys, I have been overthinking this one. I'm finally there though with my composition. First things first, I could not do what I wanted to do. I wanted to go further around this headland, like I said, to get a better perspective of those cliffs you can see off there in the distance, but I couldn't, simply because it's all private land and it's all fenced off. So I'm left with no choice. I've had to compromise. The reason I wanted to go around there, I've tried to frame you guys up in a way where I can show you this. Have a look at the cliffs off there in the background. You'll see there's one peninsula a little bit closer to us that's jutting out from right to left. I needed to get all of him in the frame, and you'll see there it's like cut off on the left hand side of your picture as you're looking at it, and it just looks weird. So that's why I wanted to go over there, whereas yeah, I can't do it, so I've had to just scrap that idea and start again from step one. And I was stood here zooming in on the 24 to 200 at them cliffs, and I just couldn't make it work. And I thought to myself, you know what? Where I've parked up there, where you've seen at the start of the video, it's a viewpoint. So in a way, this is kind of made for us already, probably by the Highland Council, by giving us that nice viewpoint up there. And to be honest, that's all I'm doing. You know, I don't mind it. It's going to be a really nice, simple photograph to start off this adventure. Get one in the can, you know. And to be fair, the conditions are quite nice. Yes, we haven't got any light, any direct light, no sunlight, but it's quite dramatic even now as we're looking over there, you know. So compositionally, why I think this really works, right, is we've got this sort of U shape, like the letter U. So the land starts and it goes around the bottom of the frame, all the way around, and then this bay comes in from the bottom right-hand side of the picture and takes us off into the open sea. And it's really nice, and of course we've got the drama of the mountains, the low-lying cloud, and we've even got a little bit of what is the Isle of Mull off there in the distance. And that's that. So super simple one to start off the adventure, start off the day. ISO 64, f11 on 1/5 of a second, and I've simply just focused on this area of trees down here on the bottom left. Top draw. So guys, a very warm welcome to the back, that's right, the back of my car. If you watched my last Scotland trip, you'll probably remember that I had this air mattress, what I've got now, but I had it like spanning the whole back of the car almost, which was fine, you know, it was good for sleeping, but it meant if I wanted to like cook with the jet boiler or anything, or get changed, I had to sort of lie down. It was proper awkward. Or get out of the car into the horrible weather. So this is a real happy medium. To be honest, it is so much better as car camping goes. It's a bit of a game changer. And I'm so glad I thought of it. I was going to buy a single mattress as well for like 100 quid, and I thought, why not, I'll just fold the double in half, and it's worked an absolute charm. So I'm at my next location, which I'll get into in a minute. I'm just going to cook an all-day breakfast, a boil in the bag all-day breakfast. Now that is living the dream. So I'm going to do it on the jet boil. You can see I've got a couple of the windows open, just to give it a little bit of ventilation. I'll just keep an eye on it. It's been really, you know, good so far, absolutely fine. I have a brew as well, a Typhoon no less. And yeah, I have to admit this, I am very, very excited to show this next location to you. Very excited indeed. So I've got two words for you, ladies and gents. Utter carnage. The wind has picked up, the rain's coming in, stuff's flying everywhere. I've just dropped a microphone in some water and I think it's broke, but oh my goodness, get a look at this. See some of the small isles off in the background, honestly. Oh, goodness me, this peninsula. Absolutely beautiful. Look at this, carnage, right. So we're set up, I've got the polarizer on the front, just to bring out some of the blues in this water here. Absolutely wonderful. So, composition is pretty much as simple as you've seen it there. Foreground's this carnage here. I've got a little bit of that headland on the left-hand side of the frame, that one, and then a few of these rocks on the right-hand side of the frame. So it feels like it's a nice balance. Now there's two things with this photograph that are really important. Firstly is choice of shutter speed. Look at that water. It's so important that I get it right. So as the waves are crashing up against the rocks, that's when I'm hitting the shutter, or in fact, the remote shutter. And that's the second important thing here, is timing. That's why I've got the remote shutter on. As soon as I see physically with my eyes that the waves are crashing into them rocks and then shooting upwards just like that, that was a little one, that's when I'm grabbing the shot, and then we get these like water droplets spraying all over the photograph. To be honest, this is one of these types of photographs where I may end up doing like a little bit of a composite, you know, taking one shot at say half a second and then taking another shot at like 1/15 of a second, a little bit quicker, to freeze that water as it splashes against the rocks, you know. But definitely a lot of trial and error, and again, definitely a lot of carnage. So actually the two shutter speeds that I mentioned there, it's something like 1/5 of a second for the longer and then 1/15 of a second for the quicker shutter speed. And then I've done a few at about half a second just to get a little bit more of a long exposure effect down here. But honestly, it is absolutely beautiful here. Oh, I just can't get over it. We're getting a little bit of light off there as well. Unbelievable. So before I break any more of my equipment, I'll show you this photograph now. I hope you like it, and then I'm getting back to the hostel. That's the car, by the way. Oh, get a look at that for a vista down there. Oh, that looks absolutely beautiful even on my camera. What a treat. So you can see, obviously I've just come up one of the surrounding hills just to get a little bit of a bird's eye view of our bay, you know, a bit of a vantage point. I was feeling, you know, if I was to stay down on the bay the whole evening and take photographs down there, I'd just be taking the same shot after the same shot, you know. And this is just something a little bit different. I don't think that'd necessarily be a bad thing, but yeah, just to mix it up a little bit. Now, before I get myself set up here, I wanted to say another huge thank you to Squarespace for kindly sponsoring today's video. I'm very grateful for their support, and it's a company that I'm very proud to be associated with. If you don't know who they are, Squarespace are an all-in-one platform where you can create your own website, and it's well easy to do it. That was my biggest worry. I felt when I was sort of turning this photography into a business, if you will, I needed a website. And yeah, my biggest worry was my website. You know, I thought I was either going to have to pay a lot of money to get it done or just learn how to do it myself. Squarespace make it very, very easy, trust me. It's a great place to sell prints, which is what I do, or if you just want to use it as a portfolio as well, it's wonderful for that. You know, you might not be into social media. I'm not mad on Instagram and stuff like that anymore. I like to use my Squarespace website just for a portfolio as well. So they come highly recommended from me. If you want to see how a Squarespace website looks, just head over to my website and have a little gander. But yeah, if you would like to give them a go, go to squarespace.com/Henry Turner and get yourself a free trial. If you like what you see, which I'm sure that you will, be sure to use the offer code Henry Turner at checkout for 10% off your first purchase. Yeah, another really big thank you to them. Highly recommended. So, oh, it's cleared up a little bit as well. We can see some of them small isles off in the background even more now, and some of these tiny little ones down here. It's just gorgeous. I'm so glad I've come up here actually, like I said, just to try and get something a little bit different. Let me get set up. So I'll tell you what, it's very simple, this photograph. I don't think I'll take a simpler photograph on this whole trip. That remains to be seen. But yeah, it's one of those. I've made the effort just to wander up this hill because I figured it's going to give me a nice vista over the bay. And that's it. It has done. It's as simple as that. I'll tell you one thing that I do really like about it is I love how it's a really sort of smooth transition from sea to land. So obviously you get the ocean and then you get all these little islets here. And then obviously we hit the beach and you get the dunes, a few little houses scattered about, some civilization, you know. And I think that's really cool, you know, that's the story of this photograph for me. I've tried to spice it up a little bit by just sticking the Nissi 6-stop neutral density filter on the front, and that's given me a shutter speed of 30 seconds. It's gone quite dark now. I think we've actually passed the sunset. Oh, so I'm liking it. It's not over yet, guys. Oh goodness, we've got, can you see that? Can you see that? Oh, little tiny bit of colour. Oh, it's quite a lot actually. Yeah, so I'm trying to leg it back down to this beach, see what I can make of it. That was not expected. Oh, it's just auto carnage again, but in a completely different way. It's not over yet. It doesn't want me to finish yet, does this peninsula? Oh. So it just kicked off, and I was up on that hill. Look where it is. I'm absolutely shattered. Is that it? That's the hill there. Just there. I was up there and it started kicking off, realised I'm in the completely wrong place here. I need to be down on the bay. Pegged it down the hill and probably just about made it in time, to be honest. It's been a weird one because it's so cloudy. I mean, this is why I didn't... Oh, look at this now. Goodness me, look at this. Because it's been so cloudy, I just didn't expect there. Oh, it's gorgeous. I can't get my words out. I didn't expect there to be a sunset. You should never do that. You should never do it, especially when you travel all this way. But you can see, it's just given us this like, just darken it down a bit so you can see. It's given us this like tiny little section. See that just there? But honestly, that's all we need. That's all we need because everything else is so beautiful. Just a tiny, tiny little bit of colour in the sky has absolutely made this. Look how pristine this area is here. Oh, beach is completely unruined by footprints or anything. Everything just sort of fell together then. So, very quickly stuck just the polarizer on, just so we could cut through some of the glare in the water and capture that blue. There's another little big wave here. And this is what I'm doing, just waiting for the wave to come in and see when it goes back out like that. I always do this. Remote shutter. Wonderful. And I've probably fired off about 50 photographs. And I'll pick my favourite one when I get home. That is wonderful. F11. I've stuck my ISO up to 250 because I wanted a shutter speed of half a second, which I found is ideal for when the tide or the wave is receding back out down the beach and we capture all them beautiful lines. Quality. So that's me for today. I'll show you this last photograph. I'm going to get back to the hostel, the car. I actually am this time. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this last photograph. If you enjoyed this adventure, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you're new. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. It just means you'll be notified when I release my next Scotland adventures. So I'll see you on the next adventure. Out.